Strength Studio. This is our first in hopefully many of our Q&A series. I have Lauren with me. She's going to fire away some questions and we'll see what we can do to answer your questions.
Awesome. So from Facebook, we got a couple of questions, and one of the questions that is floating around that I think a lot of people are asking, a lot of women specifically, is why we have an emphasis on strength training.
Awesome. I love this question. Probably the question that we get almost all the time, right?
Right.
The way I would answer that is, number one, I think I've been doing this for a long time, and for the first 10 years that I trained people, women specifically, I probably didn't do a great job. Meaning that I think I did a good job of giving them great workouts, but I didn't ever quite see the results that I had hoped I would see with my female clients. I learned most of my knowledge as a bodybuilder, so I applied that with my clients. I was certified and used what I learned there, but nothing really seemed to be creating the weight loss, toning effect that I wanted. A lot of women were afraid of training heavy because they didn't want to look like me, they didn't want to look like a bodybuilder, they didn't want to get bigger, and I totally understood that, so I tended to lean towards training them lighter for fear of adding muscle size. But really, just nothing happened. And so, I really tried to study as many things as I could and experiment with as many ways as I could too. I looked at how dancers trained, I looked at how ice skaters trained, I looked at how gymnasts trained, and tried to figure out how to apply it. So I tried just using body weight, right? Thinking maybe just body weight, they wouldn't hypertrophy and get bigger, maybe they would, I don't know, I didn't really see anything. So it wasn't until I started working with athletes and getting into boxing myself and realizing that to train fighters, gymnasts, people that have to stay within a certain weight class and cannot afford to get bigger or hypertrophy at all, the way that we train them is to get them stronger and not bigger, right? So for an athlete that wants to get stronger, faster, more muscular, more defined, more athletic, but not bigger, there was a specific way to train them, and that's when it kind of clicked that I feel like that's what we needed to do. And so then I started to research strength training without hypertrophy. So just to clarify, hypertrophy is muscle size, right? Which we've talked about. You can achieve that through various types of training, but there is a way to definitely train for strength without size. And that's what I started to emphasize with my female clients, and I found that we could go really heavy. So, and they could get considerably stronger. So one of the things I loved about strength for women was that other methods of exercise that I feel like most have tried and I get a lot of this feedback too, and I know you hear it as well. Let's say they go to the gym and they're just going to do cardio, or they're going to boot camp or something like that. There's not always a lot of ways to measure improvement when it's like I'm just going to go do 40 minutes on the Stairmaster. So their only measure of improvement is the result, and that takes a long time. So for a month, somebody goes and does cardio and gets tired, gets sweaty, wastes an hour of their night, and really doesn't see any benefit. Doesn't feel a whole lot better, doesn't look a whole lot better. So it's easy to understand bailing after a month, right? A lot of the boot camp type deals, I think, are almost viewed as a punishment. I think people who are trying to lose weight, again, which is what most people that we see are ultimately looking to do, whether it's 5 pounds or 100 pounds. I would say just about everybody that comes to the door is looking to add muscle and lose fat. Whether that's a man, whether that's a woman, whether it's 50 pounds or 5 pounds, there's always a composition change of muscle, right, and fat. And the number one way to add muscle is strength training, progressive overload, getting strong, right? So if our goal is to add muscle, it's through strength, right? If we're thinking only about losing weight and weight loss, that tends to put people in this kind of negative mindset, like I have to go in and suffer for all this weight that I put on, and I gotta pay my dues and sweat and burn calories, and I've just seen that, right? You've seen that. I've seen people do that for years and literally nothing happens, right? Not to mention they dread going to the gym, and again, it's kind of viewed as a punishment. There's nothing positive about it. When we focus on strength, women come in, the weight loss is secondary. They're focusing on getting stronger and building muscle, so it's a positive experience because every time they come in, they're performing a little bit better than last time. And we see that their emphasis shifts from their own weight on the scale which by the way, we don't have one, right? We don't weigh people, we don't really even focus on that. We want to take the focus off of that and onto, are they getting stronger? How much are they deadlifting? How much are they squatting? How much are they pressing? And I find that their attention becomes on how much stronger can I get, right? Am I doing 100 pounds yet? Can I do my body weight yet? And while they're also learning how to eat, build muscle, metabolism improves. So we've had people left and right telling us they've never enjoyed exercising before until they've really done strength training with us and are seeing that it's challenging, it's hard, it's not torturous, and it's empowering because they get better every time. And it's fun to get better at something every time, right? When you see kids learning sports, or if you've ever learned a martial art or a new skill, it's exciting to go in and do something different and accomplish something you couldn't do before. I don't see that happening a lot with the other kind of methodologies where people are, jumping around in a class or doing traditional, kind of cardiovascular work. So I think that's about it.